Thanks so much for tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. Today's stream is Tottenham taking on Wolves. Tottenham have had 4 points from their opening 2 games, beating Southampton and drawing with Chelsea on Sunday. Wolves just the 1 point from their opening 2 games, a loss to Leeds and then a draw with Fulham at home. So the team lineups for today's game. Lloris is in goal for Spurs. A back 3 for Tottenham. Sanchez, Dyer, Davis. And then the wing backs are Emerson Royale and Perisic. Højbjerg and Bentancur are in midfield. Kulusevski and Son are the wingers with Harry Kane up front on his own. The team for Wolves: Jose Sarr is in goal. Johnny is at right back with Collins and Kilman and Nori making up the rest of the back line. Seems like Bruno Lage is going for a back 4. Mateus Nunes, who's extremely highly rated, is in midfield alongside Neves and Moutinho. Podence and Neto are the wingers, and Guedes is up front. Although it might be Podence playing up front, but that's what it has on there. On the bench, Basuma is on the bench, as is Doherty. Fraser Forster is on the bench. Brian Hill is on the bench. Longley is on the bench as well. Lucas Moura, Richarlison, Ryan Sessegnon and Tanganga all on the bench. On the bench for Wolves, Willy Bolly, Luke Cundle, Dendonka, Juan Hee-chan, Jimenez, Sarkic, the goalkeeper, Semedo, Totti, and Traore is back on the bench. Players who are out: Romero has got a groin injury, and he's very lucky he hasn't got a suspension as well. And Oliver Skip is also out with a leg injury. Chiquinho is out with a knee injury as well for Wolves. So there are a lot of games taking place today, more than usual. So those games are as follows. At 3 o'clock, there's Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa, Everton versus Nottingham Forest, Fulham versus Brentford, and Leicester versus Southampton. And then at 5:30, Bournemouth take on Arsenal. Dark Cold Love, thanks so much for tuning in. How you doing? Hi, Mike. Hello. Bad start for United both games. Everyone, including Liverpool, laughing. But then Liverpool have slipped up twice too. Do you think Liverpool will thrash United again, or will it be close? I'm not sure. I'm really, really, really not sure. The fact is, Liverpool should be beating Manchester United, and I think they probably will. But look at Arsenal. They lost their opening 3 games, probably not as badly as United have. They've obviously their first 2 games were against Brentford, and they lost 2-0, and they lost 2-0 to Chelsea, who obviously finished above them. And then their third game was against Manchester City, wasn't it? And they lost 5-0. So these games have been a lot fairer on Manchester United. I think Casemiro is a great signing. Hi, Chris. Thank you much for tuning in. How are you doing? I hope you didn't make the trip to Grimsby on Tuesday night. Otherwise, your trip would have been wasted. There is no game taking place in the Championship at 12 o'clock today, or 12:30. The game that is taking place at 12:30 is between Hibs and Rangers, and that's at 12:30. It was at work, lucky enough. Thank God. I bet you were... It was pretty boggy, wasn't it? I'm not surprised it was called off. It's the worst start for United ever in the Premier League. So if United beat Liverpool, then United will be ahead of Liverpool. That would be funny. Yeah, I mean that would be funny. I'm not really I'm really not sure how that game will go. It should be like a a comfortable win for Liverpool, but you never know with these. You never know with these teams, do you? You never know with these like local, I don't know, big rivalries, historic rivalries, and competitive rivalries. Yeah, I didn't stream last week because I had incredibly bad toothache. I went to stream Aston Villa versus Everton, but I was simply in too much pain and I wasn't able to open my mouth too much. It's a little bit better, so here we are. But it probably won't be thanking me for talking for 2 hours straight. I think 3-0 Spurs. Yeah, I think you could be right. I think it'll be about 3-0 Spurs as well. I think that's a really good prediction. They've just got too much firepower, and I can't see Wolves getting anything from this game. Although I am interested to see how Nunes does and Guedes as well. I think they're both quite good signings, astute signings. They certainly needed a little bit more bodies in the side, and I think that's what they've done with those two signings. So yeah, 2 good signings for Wolves, but I think they might have too much. They have 7 starters are Portuguese for Wolves. And they have a Portuguese player out and 2 on the bench. That's crazy. They only have 1 English player in the starting 11. And Tottenham have 2. I mean, in my opinion, I think Man City probably have already won the league. Absolutely not. I think Arsenal will be up there, though. I'm really impressed with Arsenal. I love the way that Jesus has fitted in like a glove. I think he's an incredible signing. And the way I finished watching the Arsenal documentary, and he took a big risk getting rid of Aubameyang, and I'm not sure whether they got top 4 with him. But really, really good signing. I think Zinchenko looks quite good as well. I'm excited to see Fabio Silva. I think he could be a good signing as well. But United, definitely... No, not United. City have not won the league already. Anything could happen. Anything can happen at this point. And, look how far in front City were in January, and it ended up going to 1 point. So, it's not great for Liverpool to have already given up 4 points, I must admit. But they're one of the best sides ever, so I think they'll be all right. I'm in Stevenage today for the Carlisle game. Nice. Stevenage are going really well, aren't they? In the top 4. I know there's 4 teams on 10 points. So yeah, Steve Emerson's got them going well, even though he's a bit of a weirdo. It's only 2 games gone this season. People are getting a bit carried away. Yeah, definitely getting a bit carried away. I'm enjoying United not doing well, but Man United won the league 30 years ago. They lost the first 2 games. Maybe it could happen again. Yeah, I see that. The thing that I'm thinking is, I don't think the competitors were as strong as Liverpool, and they certainly weren't as strong as Manchester City. So I don't think that will be happening. But yeah, I have seen that, and I didn't think too much of it, to be honest, because, like I say, the competition is very, very strong. Very, very strong indeed. I've noticed that I'm not sure if he's injured or whatever, but there's no what's that player who played for Middlesbrough, who was on loan at Nottingham Forest, Jed Spence. He's not in the side today. Not on the bench either. I haven't watched Tottenham, I must admit, this season, so maybe he's not been involved. When Man United, I've already done. Steve Evans has the know-how in the EFL leagues. Definitely, he knew he would do a good job, to be honest, once he had his own signings in. Yeah, really, really good manager. Unfortunately, as a person, he likes to get his private parts out a little bit too much in front of people that probably he doesn't wish to see them. But as a manager, yeah, quite good. particularly at that sort of level. Champions League's back soon, boys. That's exciting. We are 6 minutes away from kickoff. I think 2-1 Everton, 2-1 Stevenage today. I think our unbeaten run league starts ends. Yeah, I would definitely be looking at trying to get a point, particularly away from home. It's going to be a tough game. I'm sure none of you have noticed, but I've shaved my beard off because I've got a funeral on Monday. And yeah, I have this little mark here. I think this might be like a birthmark or like but yeah, that's something that's quite ugly. Harry Kane bicycle kick today. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Love to see that. I'm hoping for a good game. But yeah. Callum, thank you much for tuning in. How you doing? If we win, it would be a fantastic result against informed Stevenage. Yeah, certainly. Because they are going really, really well. Although, you've done okay. If you'd have beaten... you know who I mean, Grimsby, then you would have been in the playoffs. So, because you obviously played a game less. Hello, Arasa Limi. Thank you for tuning in. I think 2-0 Spurs. Yeah, I've gone 3-0. I think it would be a comfortable win for Tottenham. Unfortunately for Wolves. I don't live too far away from Wolves, actually, to be honest, but I've never actually gone to the stadium, and I've always wanted to, but maybe one day. Because I've got a scratch off map of all the stadiums, and that's one stadium I haven't actually been to. 2-2 draw. Wolves have a good record against Spurs away from home. Yeah, they have actually, because they won. Remember them winning at Wembley? I think they lost last time they played them. But yeah, they definitely have won a couple of times since returning. We've done well so far as we've had injuries in Carlisle's squad. Yeah, you've done fantastic. It's 30 years of the Premier League this year. It's not 30 seasons, we're a season ahead. So I think it's the 31st season this year. But 30 years. So here's a side. Lloris, Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Davis, Royale, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Perisic, Kulusevski, Kane and Son. Fraser Forster, Doherty, Longley, Tanganga, Basuma, Ray and Sessegnon, Hill, Lucas and Richarlison make up the bench. Wolves, Sarr, Johnny, Collins, Kilman, Nori, Neves, Nunes, Podence, Moutinho, Neto and Guedes for Wolves. The bench, Sarkic, Semedo, Bolly, Totti, Gomez, Luke Kundle, Dendonka, Traore, Juan and Jimenez. So that is the side. If you haven't already, feel free to get involved in the chat. I'd really appreciate it. Spurs 0-2 last time. I think I'm Spurs 2-3. Yep. Spurs 1. Yeah. A lot of wins, actually. A lot of wins. Paul Huntington is our best signing of the summer. On paper. Was Christian Dennis there before? Because he seems to be scoring the goals. He seems to be doing really, really well. Wolves have obviously lost Gibbs White. I think considering how little he's played and considering he was, in the Championship last season with Sheffield United, I think it's a good move for Wolves to get rid of him. And bringing in someone like Nunes with the money that they've sold, I think, good move. Good move. Dennis joined January. Yeah, he's been a really, really good signing. Was that one of David Holdsworth's? Do you think Ronaldo is staying? If United have another bad season, do you think it will ruin his legacy before retirement? I think he will stay because no one wants him. So, yeah, I think he'll definitely stay. I don't think it'll ruin his legacy. I don't think it's good for him to be there, though. Well, it just doesn't. It's not good for him to be in that situation. He should be playing in the best competitions in the world, like the Champions League, and that's not going to happen with Manchester United, regardless of how good of a season they have this season. Klopp can't complain about our schedule this year. 7 days in between the games is a good rest. We had more than that, didn't you? Because it was played Saturday lunchtime, and then the next game was Monday. So it was, 9 days? The red card didn't help, obviously. Game is underway. Yeah, the sending off didn't help. But unfortunately, you can't go round doing that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said. But he seemed to completely lose the plot. And it was... The way I could describe it, it was very odd for a Klopp player to be doing what Nunes did. Dodgy David Holdsworth, yes it was. I thought so. Because I know he didn't leave until February time. Here's Davis. Son's still going. Good tackle. I think that was Moutinho. And Kilman will bring it away. No, maybe not. And they give it to the goalkeeper. If they win the Europa League, somehow Ronaldo will have a new trophy. But don't you think he will see it that way? No, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, I'm sure he'd like to win the Europa League if he had no other choice. But the fact is, if you want to be the best, go down in history as the best player to ever play in the Champions League, then you can't do that if you're playing in the Europa League. He's very look, he's one of the best players in the world. He doesn't want to be playing for Manchester United, who are clearly in an absolute freefall position. Johnny out wide to Neto. Neto's ball in, and that's going to be out for a throw. Harry McCurdy saved Carlisle. What has he done to his hair? I didn't like his hair before, but now obviously it's quite hypocritical because I have blonde hair as well. But yeah, it looks a bit weird. I did actually see that post on Twitter. That's how I knew it was February. Johnny Otto is going to throw it in. He gets the 1-2, still in. Very nice from Wolves. Nathan Collins. Jose Sarr goes long, and that's going to go all the way to Lloris. If Tottenham were to win today, they would, albeit potentially temporary, go top of the league. Arsenal could go on to 9 points today if they beat Bournemouth, which I think is quite a they should be beating Bournemouth. Although they have won one and they have lost one, so they drew a draw. They go long. Here's Harry Kane, and he takes a very heavy touch. And Collins does enough to see it out. Champions League's back on the 6th of September, which isn't too long away now, which is incredibly exciting. It's City's year this year. Here's Kane. And it falls to Højbjerg. Højbjerg out wide. I think Carlisle transfer window is done now, to be honest. Simpson hasn't ruled out any more signings, but seems happy. Yeah, and you can obviously go again in January as well. It's not like the Premier League where most teams do their business in August, and that's it, is it? So yeah, like definitely can readjust and potentially, and obviously you have loans and stuff. Here's Ben Davis. So if you're in the chat or you're watching at the moment, which team has impressed you the most so far this season? For me, it's got to be Arsenal. I think they've been great. I've been very, very impressed with them. And after watching the documentary, I want them to do quite well. We still need players to come back from injury. Yeah, exactly. So you will have, you have a bigger squad than what you got available right now. Bruno Lage is wearing a nice hoodie with some smart trousers, which looks a bit weird. Jose Sarr to take this goal kick. Go long. And Eric Dyer does very, very well. Bentancur. And they lose the ball to Wolves. Wolves are going to bring it forward. Guedes tries to get the better of Højbjerg. Doesn't, but does win the ball back. Goes out wide to Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri tries to play the 1-2 with Neto. And the goals back to the goalkeeper. Yeah, I've got to be Arsenal, but let's see if they changed when it comes to April or May when they go back to old habits. Yeah, that's true of Arsenal. They are a team that very, very... Moutinho looks for Neto and Guedes, and that's going to be a corner kick. Yeah, it was disappointing to see the end for Arsenal. And, they seem so hopeful and stuff. And just to know that they didn't do it on the documentary was quite hard to watch. Surprised they don't play Adama. Yeah, I'm quite surprised as well. I'm not sure why. I suppose one of the reasons might be that he was converted to a wing back, wasn't he, under last season and the season before that under Nuno. So shot from Nunez, Neves rather, and it's straight at Hugo Lloris. We have a midweek soon coming up, don't we? Which is going to be quite interesting. All games live. I think it's the end of August. Just after is it next week? I think it might be not this week coming, but then the week after that there's games in midweek, which will be quite interesting. Here is Emerson Royale. Plays it back to Davison Sanchez. Sanchez to Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris goes out wide. And Neto does well. And that's going to be a throw-in to Wolves. I'm surprised no one's gone in for Neves. I think he'd be a good fit for United. If you have the McTominay and Fred partnership and you upgrade it to Casemiro and Ruben Neves, I think that would be quite a good midfield. But obviously no one seems to be. Maybe he's on a big contract or a long contract or something, but they doesn't seem to ever be too much interest besides the odd the odd rumour. I'd like to see Rangers in the Champions League along with Celtic. Yeah, I'd quite like to see them in the Champions League as well. I did enjoy their Europa League run last season. It's good to see the British teams doing quite well, I must admit. I like seeing in quarterfinals, semi-finals, we've got West Ham doing well and United in there and Liverpool and City in the Champions League. I quite enjoy seeing that. Perisic looking for Son. Son gets there first. Battling with Collins, and that's a foul. Yes, it is. I couldn't find any new renders for the Wolves players yet, so it's the one from last season. Yeah, definite foul. I don't know what he was complaining about. I wonder at Wolves, like if any of the players who don't speak Portuguese are trying to learn, because you think that they might because there's so many Portuguese players. I definitely would. Son's ball in, and it goes to the near post. Very poor, very poor. Yes, it was 2-2, wasn't it? Rangers on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? And then West Ham won 3-1 against whoever they were playing, Viborg. Well done to them. So hopefully they'll be able to get through. Because it's nice having like a side to watch in each of the competitions. Here's Neto. Moutinho, and shot is saved from Guedes. It's been a quite even game. Wolves have created a lot of chances. We are only 10 minutes in though. The clock on the screen is exactly in with the clock on the TV. Obviously, if you're watching live, then you'll probably notice it's behind. That's because there's a delay. Perisic's ball in. Headed it away. Oh. Guedes is fouled. Is that going to be a yellow card? It is. It's going to be a yellow card for Højbjerg for bringing down Guedes. Great play. A nice 1-2 from Podence to Guedes, and he's brought down as he was charging through the Tottenham defence. Have you been surviving in this heat? Yeah, I mean, obviously it hasn't been hot for a while here. I know it's hotter in like London and the east, but here it's not been too bad since I think Sunday was the last day of heat, and it's been a lot cooler. It's a lot cooler here anyway. I'm quite cold, so yeah, much better here. But I know it's been hot in London and other places. It's hard to get used to. I think the thing I struggle with most is it seems to be hot in my bedroom, and it seems to be very hot at night. Like I wouldn't mind if it was 30, 33, 34 degrees, but if it was 12 degrees at 12 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, then I think that would be fine. I think it's the heat at night is very, very a lot. Wolves have had every shot and every shot on target, as Tottenham have not had a shot yet. Which is weird because they did have that attempt from the free kick, but obviously I must have just given that as a cross and not as a free kick, as a shot, which is quite interesting. Dyer. Højbjerg. Go out wide. Finds Ben Davis. Davis's ball in. Looked like a foul. Nothing given. Here's Harry Kane. He's playing everyone on side, isn't it? Is he stopping? It looks like he is stopping for a head injury. Can't wait for winter. Yeah, I quite like the winter, to be honest. Just because I live with my gran at the moment, and she has it quite warm and toasty, and I think that's quite nice. Like I don't mind warmish weather. It's just when it's really, really hot. And I know, like, you might be like watching from like Australia or America and like thinking, well, it's not that hot, and it's not that hot. But the houses in the UK are designed to keep in heat and keep warm. There's no air conditioning. 2 weeks ago, it was like 40 degrees. Literally just sat outside Spa all day. Ice cold drinks and ice cream and ice ice. Very nice. Yeah, it was 40 degrees here as well. Kulusevski, can he get it in? No, he can't. And Sard as well. Yeah, it was really, really hot. It was really, really hot. I've never experienced heat quite like it here. It was crazily hot. Probably the hottest I've ever known it. Well, as hot as it's been, so of course it's the hottest I've ever known it. Johnny. Doran to Wolves. It was just ridiculous. I've never known a heat like it. I couldn't run around for 90 minutes in 40 degrees. No, I couldn't run around in 10 degrees or 5 degrees or 100 degrees. I wouldn't be able to do it for 90 minutes anyway because I'm fat. But definitely would. It was hard, it was really hard trying to find like good times to walk the dog and things like that. You know, that's the thing I didn't like, is trying to keep the dogs cool. Kilman does well. Kane on the floor. Guedes does well. Davinson Sanchez, but Royal steps in. First time on the channel. SWFC Riley, I assume you are a fan of Sheffield Wednesday, which I watched in the Carabao Cup when they last played. Thank you much for tuning in, dude. I don't like it when it's too hot either, and does my head in when some men walk in to shops with no top on. Yeah, there's a guy who I see running around by the school, which already sounds a bit weird, and he's not got no shirt on. It's never even that hot. Obviously, you get hot running about, but it seems a bit weird to me. Obviously, I don't have the body for that, unfortunately. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't do it anyway. I was just watching Mark Goldbridge. I watched his reaction I think it was yesterday to the Brentford game. It's very good. You know, you wish. It's horrible because you see reactions like that and you think, God, I love it. I love people going into meltdown. And Man United in particular, I like seeing lose, because when I grew up and I was like, oh, who do you support? And I was like, oh, Hereford. They would be like, oh, why don't you support a good team? And now they're really, really strong. Obviously, they're much better than Hereford, but you know what I mean. You know, you shouldn't be harassed and tormented for supporting a localish team. All right, Kulusevski puts the ball in. Bentancur, and it's away. About to describe. Thanks so much. I can only think they do it to get the girls' attention, but it backfires as they don't get girls' attention. Yeah, I don't think it's very. I wouldn't do it, but obviously I don't get that many matches on like Tinder and stuff anyway, so I don't think they'd be too impressed regardless. Corner to Spurs. No, I just think it's unnecessary, really, but obviously up to them. Eric Dyer is coming up. Conte blasting out some demands. Son to take. Son's ball in. Away. It comes back to Spurs. Here's Emerson Royale. I need a bigger TV screen. It's only 24 inches, and sometimes I can't tell. I am thinking about getting 27 inches on each one of them, but it's expensive. Stop listening to me. Oh, here's Pedence almost gets through, but good defending by Hugo Lloris. Kilman does well. Here is Nori. Looks like City have finished their business with the signing of Sergio Gomez. Looks like United are going to still be very active. I would be very surprised if Liverpool do any business incoming.
maybe a few outs. Chelsea, I don't think are done. I think they'll make a few signings. Linked with Aubameyang, linked with Wesley Fofana as well. Their business certainly isn't done. Arsenal, I don't think will sign anyone else. Same with Spurs. Obviously, outgoings, there might be a few. About to subscribe. Yeah, thanks so much for subscribing, dude. Ain't always ball in. It comes to Moutinho, Ruben Neves. Moutinho, Neto. Neves' shot is wide of the mark. Do you remember when Neves was playing in the Championship and he'd just score screamers every week? Not every week, obviously, but like fairly often. Hereford have started off with a win, a draw, and a defeat. So, not great. Not bad. Very much average. I don't think you can get more average than that, can you? Do you do daily streams? I don't do daily streams as such, no. I usually stream Saturday, Sunday, and then some in the week as well if there's games in the week. But I didn't stream last week because I had tooth pain. I still have tooth pain, but it's just not as bad. United still going for Anthony. Oh yeah, I forgot they were. I didn't mention them. Maybe they're not a top 6 side anymore. United still going for Anthony and De Jong. If they managed to get more of them, it would seem like they had a good transfer window. Anthony. He's turned down 67 million or something crazy like that for him. Euros, no, £1 million. I think it was 70 or 80 million pounds. And that's crazy money. I don't care how good you are. You'd have to be an absolute world beater to be paying that much for somebody who plays in the Eredivisie. I know that like De Ligt and Frenkie de Jong have done very, very well, but they also were very good in the Champions League. So I think it's too much. De Jong, I don't think De Jong will happen. I don't think it will happen. And I think it would be an absolute disaster for United if they don't get him because they've spent all summer trying to court him. And most of you won't know what court means because you're too young, and I'm a bit too young to use the word court as well. But you know what it means to like take on dates and like date him basically. I can't play football in a minute. Why is that? Where are you? I live in Shropshire. It's mad that an ex-Football League clubs are in the same league as Hereford, including Hereford themselves. Yeah, Chester, Darlington, York were in there last year. Not long ago, Stockport were in there, kiddie. I can't play football. It's crazy money, but the players have brought in so far seems like it's a good transfer window, but they are bottom. Yeah, well, they had a good transfer window. Was it last year or the year before when they brought in Varane and they brought in Jadon Sancho? And now it looks like disaster. I'm actually going to look it up because I felt like United had a really good window. They had a really good window last year, I felt. Obviously, I was proven totally wrong. They brought in Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, Raphael Varane, Tom Heaton, and Jadon Sancho. So I think for any club, that's a good transfer window. And it was a complete disaster season. So, De Jong is staying at Barcelona. He doesn't want to move to United. It's simple as that. Yeah, he doesn't want to move to United. I think if another club came in for him who were maybe playing the Champions League, a la Chelsea or a City, if they were to lose Bernardo, I think that could happen. That's what I'm saying. It seems like a good transfer window. Not saying it will be, but I didn't think they would sign anyone. I mean, Casemiro is a great signing. Lisandro Martinez, I'm not convinced. Malacia is definitely one for the future. Eriksen's always a good player to have about. I have broke my toe and I have 2 weeks with the strapping and then 2 weeks rest, so I don't miss the season. Well, hopefully you'll be back playing soon, my friend. Messi didn't want to move, but the team gets rid of you and not much you can do about it. No, but Messi was out of contract. Frankie de Jong is still in contract. And which we were seeing with Martin Braithwaite, he doesn't want to move, does he? Because he's got a contract and he's very happy. Here is Neves. Neves goes out wide. Nori. Johnny. Here's Pedro Neto. Do you think Wesley Fofana to Chelsea? I think it will happen if they stamp up the money. I think even if they bid a little less, he will still go because he's clearly unhappy. And they could probably do with the money to reinvest, I think. So, yeah, I think it will happen. But what I would do if I was Leicester is try and get the money as soon as they can. Because if they leave it till the end and they can't bring anyone in, then it's going to be a bit of a disaster, isn't it? They end up playing someone like Vestergaard. And he wasn't very impressive, was he? Was it last season they signed him or the season before? Here's Ben Davis. Ben Davis goes forward looking for Bentancur, but there's Jose Sarr. I think Bruno Lage would be very, very happy so far. Either way, if they want to get someone else, it won't help them too much. All the players are playing well. Is what will help them. Yeah, definitely. But I said to I can't remember who I said it to, but I said that United have had I think it was Jack, somebody who comes on the streams quite a lot that I speak to fairly often. United have had so many good players come to the club. Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire. They're either buying these players before they're realising how good they are, or they're just destroying them and making them into very average players. And I can't work out which one it is. But like, if you're see you soon, Riley. If you're signing players and they're turning out to be absolute rubbish and very much performing under par, there's got to be something wrong with the coaching or something. Maddison to Newcastle rumours. I think Maddison would be a great signing for Newcastle. Something weird going on at Leicester. They don't seem to be spending as much money as they usually do. Nori plays the 1-2. Can he get there first? Yes, he can. Emerson Royal-Davies on the bench. Davinson Sanchez does well. And Kane will bring it away, but it's picked up again by Wolves. Here's Collins. Moutinho. And very good. Almost like a first season, he literally won every tackle. Looked so good. Then he all went downhill. I feel like players don't want to perform for them. It can't even be that, though, can it? It can't be that they don't want to perform. Their confidence must be shot, or like they just ruin players. They just ruin players. I don't know what it is, but it's not very, very good. And if I was a player, I wouldn't want to play for Manchester United. PSG front three is mouth-watering on paper, but on the pitch, there he goes. Yeah, that's true. You have to be a very good manager to coach PSG. Ball comes in, and there is Hugo Lloris. Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, like Neymar and Mbappe particularly are have huge egos, and like they should be the best front three in the world, and they're not. But they are looking quite good in Ligue 1, but obviously we never really know because Ligue 1 isn't exactly a good. Sorry, I laughed at your Spurs best pair in Dean and Taylor. Wow, this ref saw this 2 meters away. Yeah, sorry, I didn't understand why Romero wasn't sent off for in the game last week. That was very confusing to me. Because not only was it a hair pull, which is incredibly painful, and violent contact, but he like shoved him to the ground with it. It was very. Someone's playing like, "Oh, hi, a girl from Africa." Yeah, he's not doing too well. It's been quite a good performance from Wolves so far. They should win the Champions League with that front three. Yeah, they should. But Geltier needs to get the best out of them and get them working together. And clearly, 2 games into the season, that's not happening. If Man United now had all the players all the Man City players, but same United coach, do you think they would win nearly every single game or struggle? I don't. If in that situation, Liverpool would have won the title. This is a French channel. I don't. No, it's not. We're just on PSG. Sorry. I don't watch much French football, I must admit. Free kick. Moutinho's take for Wolves. In it comes. And a header is wide from Nunes. "31 minutes gone, still 0-0. If you haven't already, feel free to hit the like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Lloris plays it short to Eric Dyer. Johnny does well. Moutinho. Collins. Kilman. I'm still not 100% sure who will go down. I think Bournemouth will struggle and go down, but the other sides, it's quite hard to tell. I'm really not sure, because a lot of the sides that I thought would struggle, like Bournemouth, have picked up some really good points. And I thought Wolves would struggle, but they're playing quite well today, so I'm not sure yet. But I mean, Bournemouth will lose today, won't they? So then, who knows? Here is Neto. Shoots. And it comes out! Oh! Should have done a bit better there. Podence. So, yeah, once again, I'm not sure Spurs have had a shot. No, they haven't had a shot yet. 5 shots for Wolves. None for Spurs. They're really struggling. I said Leeds, Fulham, Bournemouth to go down. I also said Southampton and Everton will be dragged in if Mitrovic is more consistent. Southampton, I'm worried about. Yeah, I must admit. Fulham, I think Diop's a really good signing, and a signing they were desperate to make.
I don't want Leeds to go down, and I tell you for why. Jesse Marsh is not the best manager in the world, but Americans who like football get so much stick, and I like to see him do quite well. Everton lack a goal scorer. They lack a goal scorer, and they're not doing anything to change that. That's what's confusing me. Everton will really, really struggle if they don't find someone to put the ball in the back of the net. I thought Onana looked quite good when he came on. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. So I think he could be quite a good signing. I'm not really sure what the plan is, but I am quite concerned about Everton. Like, they can't be playing Anthony Gordon up front, can they? And I don't know how long Calvert-Lewin's injured for. Pedence, and good tackle by Eric Dyer. And here comes Spurs. Here is Heung-min Son. I can't believe the World Cup is in a few months. No, believe me, time flies. Yeah, it does. It does. It feels crazy because I remember when it was first announced, it was around 2010, was it? When it was announced? 2011, something like that. Or 2012, maybe a push. And it's come around so fast. So fast. I'm not a great lover of it being in the middle, but I'm interested to see how it goes on. And I don't. As I keep saying, I don't think it will be the last time we see this happen. Son's corner comes in. Oh, almost finds Kane. It was flicked on by was it Eric Dyer, and Kane couldn't find it. It looks like it's going to be a goal kick. I feel Everton should go all out for Tammy Abraham if Lampard, him and Lampard both know each other. From Chelsea, but don't think Abraham would want to leave a European club. Why would anyone want to go to Everton? They're a complete mess at the moment. So, but then again, he might miss England or something. If I was Abraham, I think if he scores 12 goals for Everton, or he scores 18, 19 for Roma, I think he would look more favourably on at Roma. Because he should score more goals for Roma than he scored for Everton. Because Everton will probably be in the bottom half this season, and Roma will be looking at trying to get in the Champions League. I think when Conte leaves, Southgate make a great manager. That's interesting. I'm not sure if that's a little bit of a joke, but I don't think Gareth will be in charge for much longer of England. Abraham and Mourinho get on well. Thought, yeah. If he's got a good rapport, haven't they? What was Nunes thinking against Palace? He just completely lost his head. I'm not sure what he was like. If he said something to him, but can't go around doing that. He lost his head completely and deserved to be sent off. However, I must admit, they didn't miss a step, did they? They didn't miss a step. They looked really, really good even with 10 men. He tried headbutting it like 3 times, which made it way worse. Yeah, definitely. He needs to learn from it. It's not you don't see Klopp teams get sending off very often. So I was quite surprised when that happened. Bentancur, and he's offside, and that's going to be a free kick to Wolves. Southgate is not a club manager for me. He's an international manager. Well, only international job he'll get is England right now. That's it. He won't bother getting another job unless he drops back into England youth again. I actually think here's Collins does well. Neves, they're messing about at the back line around the back, but they did get it away. I think that Gareth would be better as a sort of technical director,
director of football behind the scenes is where I think Gareth Southgate belongs. I don't think he's sort of what Dan Ashworth does, that sort of role. I don't think he's a particularly good manager. Nunez will probably learn, but now teams know he has an anger issue. They'll try and provoke him. Absolutely. Neto's ball in is away by Ben Davis, and that's going to be a corner. Throw-in, sorry. They'll all try and get at him. And think about these people who know what they're doing, like Ramos, who really get into players' heads. It's Collins does well. That's going to be a corner throw-in, rather. Yeah, they will try and get at him, but he needs to be able to control his anger. But they will be looking at it. Hopefully Firmino will be ready for them on Monday, or otherwise I don't know what side they're going to be putting out. I suppose they could play Salah as the striker if Firmino isn't ready, because I think Josh is out. Here's Kane. Looking for help. He's down. I don't think there was any contact there. There certainly wasn't, says the ref. Neves goes out wide. Brilliant ball to Neto. Nunez. Just slow down a little bit. Neves out wide. Nori. Podence. Nori. Nori does well without really going anywhere. Moutinho. Neto. Ball comes in, away by Davis. It's picked up again by Nathan Collins. I've been quite impressed with Wolves this half, to be honest. Podence, Moutinho, Nori. Cross is blocked. It comes back. Neves. Oh, Nunez puts it wide. Almost a goal in his debut. Is there any keepers that's had loads of red cards? Because you never really see keepers get sent off. There probably is some that I can't think of anyone who's got sent off like a lot of times. I know Lehman got sent off in a Champions League final. Obviously, you get sending offs when you come out and stuff, but I can't think of anyone who got sent off a lot. There's been a goal in the game between Hartlepool and Bradford. Hartlepool 0, Bradford 1. Scott Banks with the goal. Southgate is the reason England will win now. I think it either has to happen this winter or it doesn't happen. And if it doesn't happen, then he needs to go, doesn't he? Because he's not good enough. You can't have this group of players and not achieve. It's quite a nasty challenge, Emerson Royale on Wolves player, but I don't think there was a red card, so it won't be looked at. I don't think he was even booked. Sarr goes long. The dog is fast asleep. Imagine the scenes of England in the World Cup and it's 0-0. And Harry Maguire scores a last-minute winner. Yeah, in the final. I take anyone scoring a winner in the final, to be honest. I wouldn't care if it come off Jordan Pickford as long as it went in. Though I would be quite concerned if Jordan Pickford was scoring a winner. Neves with a foul and it will be a free kick. Neves captain now, of course, because of Connor Cody has left for Everton. Dream on. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I really did believe he would win it, but now I'm starting to have doubts. Perisic's ball in. Kane! Good save. Brilliant save. Corner kick. Southgate deserves the opportunity to take us to Qatar. Let's see what happens from there. If we don't progress from the last 2 tournaments, he probably has to go. Yeah, you're probably right. He's under pressure. Like, I don't think he's had too much pressure on him in like previous years, but I think he's really under pressure to perform this time. Jack Smith, hey Mike, how you doing? I'm doing well, thank you, bud. How are you? Ball comes in, and it's away. 6 years ago, we got to the quarterfinal. Ball comes in, headed away. Will Dyer get there first? Keepers shouted for it. Really good goalkeeping by Sarr. 4 years ago, we got to the semi-final, and 2 years ago, we got to the final. So now it's surely time to win it. Yeah. It doesn't always happen like that. Guedes does well. Here's Pedro Neto. Cut back. Shot is wide. It's all Wolves. Yeah, Wolves have definitely been the better side. Definitely been the better side. I think Gareth Southgate is he's a better tournament manager than he is a league manager. If we had a proper manager, we would have won the World Cup / Euros. Yeah. I agree. I think we should have beaten Italy, if I'm being honest. I think we will only reach quarterfinals, though, at best. Well, we don't know how the weather's going to interact and affect, do we? So Spurs have been poor, if I'm being honest. They're starting to have a little bit more of the ball now, I must admit. But Wolves have been the better side, in my opinion. But here come Spurs. Bentancur. Kulusevski. Emerson Royale. Can he put the ball in? Yeah. I think they have just had a shot. Kane's header was saved, but yeah, they have been pretty dominant in the shots department, Wolves. Free kick. It's almost the end of the first half. Is Son playing? Yeah, Son's playing. Son, Kulusevski, and Kane as the front three. Well, brilliant! Here's Guedes. Can he cut it back? Shot from Nunez, and that's going to be a corner kick. Don't worry, Spurs, Wolves always outplay teams than Cocker. I think they're lacking a good finisher. Wolves. Someone to put the ball in there about 15, 20 times. Spurs are overhyped and overrated. Ball comes in. Headed on. And that's going to be out for a goal kick. And that's going to be half time, I think. And that is indeed half time. Oh, I put on too much. Half time. Tottenham 0. Wolves 0. Spurs are overrated and overhyped. I don't know. I think if it was a different manager, I think you'd probably be right. But the fact they've got Conte, he's very good. They're a good team, and that's it. Who do you support, Zulu Warrior? Are you a Birmingham fan? 10 shots to 1 at half time. Maybe it ain't going to be a Wolves day. No. Antonio Conte isn't there after last weekend. No, he is indeed there. He wasn't actually sent off. He was only fined. Tuchel has a 1-match ban, which I assume is going to be the game against Leeds, which is tomorrow. So halftime stats. There we are. 50% possession. So been fairly even. 12 attempts on goal for Wolves, just 1 for Spurs. 1 shot on target for Spurs. 2 on target for Wolves. So 1 in every 6 shots is on target for Wolves, which isn't very good. 7 shots off target. 3 shots off target as well. Block shots rather. Free kicks 8-4 in the favour of Wolves. Spurs 3 corner kicks compared to 2 of Wolves. 2 offsides for Spurs. Throw-ins, Wolves are leading that as well. Fouls, more dangerous attacks, slightly more for Wolves, but attacks overall Spurs lead. I support Palace, so what? No, I was just wondering because like Zulu is it's Birmingham. I was just wondering. I really like Palace. I fancy Germany and Spain chance going into the World Cup. My dad always says, well, like a hot World Cup, you'd be expecting a South American side to do quite well, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Dangerous attacks, 22 dangerous attacks for Wolves, 21 for Spurs. Conte there, Romero injured. I think he's removed the hair from his hand. Yeah, he did take a good chunk of it. At least Tottenham's shot accuracy is 100%. Yeah, but Wolves have been fantastic, I must admit. We've had 6 new subscribers today. Thanks so much for having us hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. A half time between Hibs and Rangers. It's 1-0 to Rangers. James Tavernier scored from the spot. And at half time, it's not come up yet, actually, because they kicked off at different times, so it's not going to be half time yet. Hartley-Paul have equalised against Bradford. David Ferguson with the goal. I'm an actual Zulu. I'm not sure what Zulu is, but sure. Not a boring stalemate so far, at least. No, plenty of chances. Zaha should have scored 2 against the Scouse. I still think that I'm still quite. I'd be pleased with the point if I was. I'd be pleased with the point if I was. Vieira. Born in London, parents who live from. Oh, I see, from South Africa. Nice. That would explain why you support Palace. 2014 World Cup was held in hot country, Brazil, and the South American team didn't win it. Well, yeah, it's not a recipe for consistent. I don't really agree with people reasoning because it's a hot country, South American team should win it. I think not now because I think European teams are a lot stronger than the South American teams. Like, only European teams have won it since 2002 when Brazil won it, right? 2006, Italy won it. 2010, Spain won it. 2014, it was won by Germany. 2018, France. So, yeah. Do you know Michael Caine? Is that a comedian or something? Yeah, I've certainly heard of him. Let me look him up. Actor. Yeah, I've certainly heard of him, but I didn't watch many films. If I'm being honest. No, I haven't watched any of those films. I think it will be a draw. I think Wolves would be pleased with a draw. If Man United came third in the group stage of the Europa League, Ronaldo would then be playing Conference League football. Yeah, that is true. However, they would need. I don't think they're that bad. I'm hiding things until things improve. I'm sorry to hear that you're struggling, Marcus. It's not been great, has it? Mark, for those who don't know, Marcus is a Manchester United fan. I personally think European countries are stronger than South American. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They're a lot better. Better now. There's a much more bigger gulf. Like, if Brazil don't win it, then I can't see any other sides win it. I don't think Argentina are good enough, or Uruguay. And then you got like, Colombia and Chile. Then going to be nowhere near, are they? So yeah, I think it will be one of the like a France or Spain, Germany, England. I think Man United becoming Dutch. Ronaldo didn't fit. Ronaldo, I can understand why he wants to leave. I swear Ronaldo had the chance to go to Man City and turn it down like Alexis Chance says. Yeah, very, very true. I bet he regrets it. But the fact is, if they signed Ronaldo, they would have won the Premier League. They won the Premier League anyway. If they would have signed Ronaldo, they'd have probably got over the line against Real Madrid. I'm not sure how they got on against Liverpool, but they would have got over the line against Real Madrid if they had Ronaldo. But money and desire to play for the club that made you, he wanted to go back. Alexis Sanchez, it was all about money, and I think, like I was saying earlier, how would have Sanchez got on at City? Would he have been a complete flop, or would he have got more out of him, Guardiola? I'm not sure. All's hard to break down. Yeah, they played really well. Argentina, apart from 2014 World Cup, always flop. Yeah, I don't think they haven't done well for a long time. I can't remember a time in. Oh no, they got to the final, didn't they? Was that 2014? Oh, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said. Yeah, obviously they won it. They won it a couple of times, but that was years ago. All ifs, but maybes about buts and maybes. Yeah, definitely. He might have completely changed how everything. If City did sign Ronaldo, United fans would hate him. Do you think that would have bothered Ronaldo? No. It wouldn't. If he was bothered about joining United, it would never have got City. It would never about United fans thinking that he would never have got down to where it got to. So no, I don't think it bothered him. I can't wait till Monday to see the protest. Hopefully it's a good protest. Look, I'm not going to make any bones about it. It's going to not make much difference, I don't think. Because they protested them for years and they're still there. Ronaldo's there, by the way. Brazilian Ronaldo. Ronaldo would never work under Klopp's style of system play. No, he wouldn't, and he'd want the whole team to change for him. So I don't think he would work. But still, they need someone because Nunes is out for ages. But to be honest, Liverpool, to their credit, they don't miss much when it comes to their signings. Naby Keita, I don't think has been a great signing. The rest have been, or at least okay. To incredible signings like Van Dijk, Alisson, Mohamed Salah, Mane, Fabinho, Robertson. They're incredible at doing what they do. Ronaldo is about to be 38 though. People forget that and expect him to be running up all the time like he's 24. Yeah, they do. They do expect him to be running up and down. But that's the game. If you're not happy doing that, retire. You don't have to be playing football at 38 when you're the richest footballer in the world. Ronaldo, very underrated signing for us too. Yeah, definitely. And then he got out some really he got out of players like Origi. So yeah, he's a very good manager as well as their recruitment being very good. Ronaldo in the crowd, we could do with him at Old Trafford. Scored a hat-trick against them back in the day for Real. I do remember that. I do remember watching that. That was when I first started to watch football, so that would have been about 2003.
I think Cater thought he was signed to the NHS hospital bed model. Yeah, he's been injured quite a lot. But not all signings can work out, no matter who you are. Like Ferguson signed bad ones. Wenger signed a lot of bad ones. Like, what was that? Santos. I can't remember what his first name was. You know, Pep signed bad ones. Some of his signings were very questionable when he first joined. Thinking of Nolito and Claudio Bravo. So, you know, and then even like going down the lower leagues, Graham Turner was a great manager for Hereford, but he got some wrong sometimes. Ronaldo just loves to play, but wants success, which I'm sure every footballer wants. Yeah, he does definitely want success, but that's just... He's a player that you have to build a team around, not to be a part of, I think. Not just Cater, always injured though, I will admit that. Bellingham joining Liverpool next summer, but it makes sense. I saw somewhere that Real Madrid, I think it was Jan and, you know, that Norwegian bloke, he said that Real Madrid are interested in Bellingham. I think there'll be a lot of interest in Bellingham. I think it will be interesting to see where he ends up, because he certainly won't be there next season, will he? You can't predict someone is going to be good signing no matter how good they are. No, very true. Sometimes signings don't work out because they might not be used to the culture, or they might miss home, or they play a different brand of football to what you're used to. You're not able to, you don't get on very well. There might be a language barrier. So there's a lot of reasons why a signing doesn't work out. It's not just they're not good enough. Because there's plenty of players who go out and do very well. Diego Forlan was an incredible striker, but didn't do very well at United. You can't be... I've already read that one. So yeah, second half will be underway soon. The game tomorrow that will be on the stream, as long as my tooth is feeling okay, will be Leeds-Chelsea. Monday, United-Liverpool. I'm not sure if I'll be doing that. I'll just watch it on the TV. We'll find out. To be honest, Torres was a beast at with us. Played for Chelsea, dropped off. Yeah, very true. Incredible signing. I thought it was a credible amount of money, but it didn't work out. And then, of course, with that money, they bought Andy Carroll, who was an incredibly bad signing, but they did buy Luis Suarez, who was an incredible signing. Ideally, I want him now, as we lack a midfielder, but Bellingham doing a Sancho and Haaland with Dortmund, where he leaves the year after. Yeah, definitely. The trouble is, with United now, no one wants to come with us, as we're not the powerhouse club now. No. Still have a big pool, but not as big as previously. And I don't think, as I know, and I don't want to be controversial, United think are the biggest club in the world, but they're not, particularly to... It might be to English fans, but to clubs, to players from South America or Europe, you'd be looking at Real Madrid, you'd be looking at Barcelona. Look at the pool Barcelona have, and they're an incredible mess. And I don't think United have that. And they certainly, because they've been so bad for so long, they're starting to lose their pool a little bit faster than second half is underway. With the money footballers get, I'm sure they ain't bothered about any hate they get. But some things said to them can be uncalled for, like threats. I disagree. I think it does affect them. think it does affect them. I think, right, some of you might know what this means. Here's Son, and that's going to be a corner. Depression, anxiety, worry, upset, sadness are not means tested. It doesn't matter if you have £1 billion in the bank or you have £1 in the bank. You can be upset, like the spectrum of those two things. So I think it probably it would bother them. Like look at Joachim Anderson. He was very upset about the death threats that he received. He probably earns a very, very good amount of money, but it still affects him. Ball comes in, headed away. I feel sorry for Dortmund. They are like Ajax and Southampton back in the day, were ridiculously good players, but they end up leaving Dortmund and Ajax. Still brilliant development. Yeah, I agree. They have to constantly replace their players because they're not a big enough club to pay enough money, and they don't have enough draw, and they don't have enough money to build like a proper squad. So they're constantly refreshing their side, and how they do it is pretty incredible, really. Like they had Aubameyang and Lewandowski and Haaland, Jadon Sancho, Kroos, Ilkay Gundogan, Mkhitaryan, and they always manage to find replacements because they do really, really good business. Real Madrid and Barcelona will always be the biggest clubs in the world. Totally agree. Just look at Dele Alli. What's happened to him? Massive downfall. Yeah, horrible for him. Well, it affects some, which is sad. Like, do you really want any player to be depressed? Obviously not, no matter what team you hate. No, you don't. At the end of the day, like, football is only a game. And obviously no one wants their team to lose, but it's difficult. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But obviously I care deeply and a lot about it, and I want my teams to do well. But no one. I've never sent hate to anyone. Obviously, the players that I have messaged or like tweeted at on previous accounts, I've always said positive stuff about. And if I think I hate it when people tag players when it's like, if I was like, oh, Bruno Fernandes has had a bad game, who actually tagged Bruno Fernandes. I think that's just so. And then like Instagram as well. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way some fans use social media. Like imagine being a normal 95 derby, and if you messed up, you got loads of people booing and throwing bottles at you. Yeah, I get stressed even without that, to be honest. So, but we're all different. Here's Højbjerg bringing the ball forward. Kane out wide, brilliant. Emerson, can he put the ball in? Goes back to Kane. Kane's going to whip it in. Son, and that's over the bar. Good stuff from Spurs there. Started the second half a little bit better than they started the first. Moutinho. And Kilman knocks it long. Davinson Sanchez does well. Here's Eric Dyer. And he loses the ball. They go out wide. Here's Neto. And good tackle. Brilliant tackle by Perisic. There's no need for all the hate in my world. My point is, if social media can't be used properly, it should be shut down. Yeah, but
social media is like a very important way of contacting people and speaking to people. Kane off the bar. Son saved. Social media will never shut down. It does anything to deal with the toxic morons. Yeah, well, I just think it's a great way of contacting people and keeping up to date with stuff, but the minority should not do anything. Never does anything. Okay. Yeah, I think all famous people should turn their comments off. Yeah, but that's not a long-term fix for these things, is it? Here's Son, and good defending by Neves. Here is Nathan Collins. Nathan Collins is going to go back to the goalkeeper, I think, and does. It's been a goal in Scotland. Hibs have equalised against Rangers. Hibs 1, Rangers 1. Here's Aït-Nouri. Guedes. And that's going to be a throw-in. Kilman. They go out wide. Wolves. Moutinho. That's what happened. That's what Anthony Joshua done after he lost to Usyk last year. He removed a lot of followers and kept the people close to him. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, it's like I suppose with boxing, you get a lot of gambling, which doesn't help as well. Moutinho, and that's cut out very well by Perisic. But there's Nathan Collins. Yeah, and then if you got actual money on it, then you're going to care more than me if I just watched it. I'm not a big boxing person. Don't ask me why, but I feel like Hearts in Scotland. I like Hearts in Scotland, but don't think they'll ever win the league. They probably will in your lifetime at some point. Johnny shot, blocked. Moutinho. Ruben Neves. He goes out wide to Aït-Nouri. Riley, thank you so much for tuning back in. How you doing? Place 1-2. Brilliant. Aït-Nouri. And good save by... I don't think he was expecting the ball back. But good play by Aït-Nouri. Yeah, very good play. Very good play. Kulusevski fouled. That would be a free kick to Spurs. Don't want to gamble on boxing because any outcome can happen in boxing, and people who gamble get snowflakey and bitter. I just watch it but never gamble or bet. No, I don't really. I'm not a big better or anything. Kane. Sanchez. Son. I don't think it's like... I think you enjoy it more when I gamble. I have betted on the football. I think you enjoy it more and you're more into it. But yeah, not really my thing. Anything happened. Tottenham has started second half better. People thought that about Man City, but now look. Yeah, but the chances of a side coming and taking over Hearts is quite slim. But they might do. They might think, oh yeah, I fancy taking over a Scottish League team, which is... But you'd expect, if you wanted to put money into that sort of league, you'd probably want to go one of the big ones, wouldn't you? Rangers or Celtic. I can take over Hearts on FIFA with a £100 million. Yeah, you could well do. I'm not sure they'd accept your FIFA coin points, but sure. Do Manchester United need a change of ownership to win the Premier League? Again, I'm 50-50% on it. No, I don't think so. And I tell you for why. They won it when they've been in charge before. So I don't think, even if they had a lot more investment in the side, they probably wouldn't have won the league anyway. Certainly not in the last 5 years, because the competition has been so strong. So, yeah, I think Son! Oh, brilliant defending by Collins. Most of the problems with the players. Yeah. But, like I say, I think you're right. I think it's... I'm unsure. But I think they could win it. But to keep up with United, they need to spend more money. To keep up with City, they need to spend a lot more. Man City and Liverpool, we don't know what they'll be like after Klopp and Pep. I would say both clubs, particularly Højbjerg down, nothing given. Particularly City would be looking. I've been looking at the replacement for Pep for several years. I honestly believe Manchester United could win the league this season if all the top teams get deducted 50 points. Yeah, they definitely would win it if that happened. Man United still won't win it. Rangers 1. No, Hibs 1, Rangers 2. Tom Lawrence with the goal. Yeah. I think they would probably win it in that circumstance. But, you know, West Ham would be Leicester. There's been a change. Dendoncker is coming on. Moutinho off. Raul Jimenez is coming on with his headband. Obviously, he had that horrific head injury. If Man City and Liverpool wasn't in the league this season, who do you think would win it? You'd have to bet on Chelsea to win it, wouldn't you? To be honest, Chelsea or Spurs. But then again, Arsenal are doing very well. But I think if those two teams weren't in it, Conte would be able to drag Tottenham to a title more than Arteta would be able to drag Arsenal to a title. So, unclear. I'm hearing rumours that Chelsea are interested in Harry Maguire. I don't think so. Half time in League 2, Hartlepool 1, Bradford 1. Here's Collins. Collins goes long. Lloris does well. Well, I suppose they do need... If they don't get Fofana, they need to sign someone. But, I mean, what bid would you put in for him? I mean, it's... They'd obviously want to get most of their money back, wouldn't they? Or at least try to. Kulusevski does well. Can he find Son? No, he can't find Son, but he finds Perisic. Bentancur out wide. Kulusevski. Yeah, I think Fofana will go. Corner kick to Spurs. I think Fofana will leave because I think it's an opportunity you can't turn. They can have him for free. There's no way they let him go for free. I think that's what I struggle with. I don't even know how much you bid for him. Watch him play good at Chelsea. You wouldn't be surprised. Son. Real's ball in. Kane. Calls for handball. Nothing given. And here comes... here come Wolves. Podence. Neto. Ball comes in. Oh, just... And it gets out. And it's going to be a throw-in. No, nothing there for me. Neves, definitely not handball because it was so close to him. It did touch his arm, like his shoulder, but... Neves. Neves. We're half an hour into this game. I think it's time for a Richarlison. I think it's time for a little bit more energy going forward. Don't think Kulusevski's got into the game as much as I'd liked him to. Tottenham have had a better better half than the first half. Yeah, definitely. Here's Kulusevski. Kane! And blocked by Collins. Here's Ben Davis. Davinson Sanchez. Kulusevski. And it falls to Son Heung-min, and it's off the post. And it's a goal kick. Farner, my favourite player from Leicester, but is he worth 85 million? No. He was he isn't. He was injured for the whole of last season, but that's transfers these days. Leicester are playing hardball. Leicester's transfer window very strange and worrying. It has been very bizarre, isn't it? Not sure what the plan is. I think if the right job come available, I think Brendan would leave. I don't think he's worth 85 million. Vardy's staying at Leicester till 2024, but I think Leicester do need a new striker. He's not the Vardy from 5 years ago. No, he's certainly not, but he still can do a job. He's probably scored 10, 15 goals this season. Perisic. Oh, brilliant. Can he cross it in? And it's blocked, and that's going to be a corner. Hello? Okay, so Spurs have just scored. Harry Kane has just scored a header. Sorry about that, my dad rang me. He does ring at the most inconvenient times. Sorry about that. So the ball comes in from Son, headed on by Perisic, and Kane heads in, and it's 1-0. Harry Kane with the goal, and it's 1-0. Leicester have put price on him to block the move. I'm a Leicester fan. Let's tune in. Daka will come good. I hope so. I quite like Daka. Leicester need a Vardy replacement, but he's still got great depth in Daka and in the Acho's depth. Yeah, they need to start maybe changing things and moving on.
Was that Fabrizio on the phone saying the Man City are signing McTominay? No, it was my dad on the phone. He does ring at really inconvenient times. Not as bad as my gran. She'd ring me when I was in class and stuff, in college. Corner kick to Wolves. I'm not sure what happened. Neves is down. Not sure what happened. There's been a red card at Rangers. Rangers have been sent off to John Lundstrom sent off. There's not a lot in it. It's probably a yellow card for Kane, but the ref never spotted it. Who do you think will go down this season? I think Everton, Leeds, Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I think, will go down. I think Fulham will probably go down, and maybe Leeds or Southampton if I'm pushed. So yeah, that's who I'd probably go if I'm being honest. Corner kick. Neto's ball in. Headed on, headed away. And there's a foul, and it will be a free kick to Spurs. So there has been some bookings. Højbjerg, Ait-Nouri, Collins, Kane have all been booked. Do you think Ronaldo will leave? Yes. No, sorry. No, I don't think he will leave. Seems like there's a lot going on with him behind the scenes. I don't think he'll leave. I don't think there's any suitors for him. And you cannot leave if nobody wants you. So he's got to knuckle down, hasn't he? And he's got to try and find someone who will take him maybe next season. But next season he'll be almost 39, won't he? So I thought United would be challenging for the for the title last season. So choose how much I know. Here comes Spurs. Perisic. There's two in the middle. Can he cut it back? Shoot. Oh, tries to find Højbjerg and Kilman gets it away. Lost a bit of respect, to be honest. I get he's frustrated, but now is the time to dig in and rally them together like a leader. He thought he was. Ball comes in. Well, he must have. It's going to be a corner to Spurs. He must have seen something in, or must have, because he didn't say he wanted to leave straight away. It was after a while, so he must have not been impressed with the transfer business or something like that, and then he decided he wanted to leave. I think everyone thought last season, everyone to the top 4 title race. Yeah, but it turned out to be City and Liverpool again. Corner kick. Ball comes in and punched away. Kulusevski. Brilliant. Oh, there's no. I thought Davinson Sanchez was there, but he wasn't. Maybe he clashed with. I don't think he'd even had any time with Eric. So I can't see it being that. Maybe he'd had training or something with him, but I don't think. I'm not sure, because they definitely didn't go to their tours, did he? Because they went to Australia, didn't they, and Thailand. Here's Emerson Royale. Kulusevski, and he wins a throw-in. Do you think Ten Hag will be sacked first season? I think it would be a disaster if they were to sack him. I think it would be a disaster. Pedro Neto off, Adama Traore on. I think it would be an absolute disaster if they sacked him, because they were like, oh, we need to give him time. We can't just go around sacking managers and stuff. And then if they sack him first season, then it just goes back on what they were saying. So I think it would be a disaster. So Brendan would go if the right comes up. But who do you think would be the best replacement if he did go for Leicester? From Leicester, I assume you mean. I think Graham Potter's a good manager. I think he'd be the one that most clubs would be looking at further forward if any were to lose their managers. They might go into Europe to find someone, and my Europe knowledge is not the best. Dyer. I want Ian Holloway back. I love Ian Holloway, but he did have some times where he wasn't a very good manager of places, to be honest. Leicester is one of the few places that I have been in the home and away end. So, well, on the technicality, because I went to a neutral game. But yeah. You think Sterling will be good at Chelsea? Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think it'll be typical Sterling, missing a lot of chances, getting into the right place, scoring a fair few goals. He shouldn't have a better conversion rate than he did at City, but I think he will be fine, yeah. Charlton and Bissouma look like they'll be coming on. Neves. Oh, just wide from the free kick. Martin O'Neill. Surely that's a shout. I wouldn't have him. Neves goes really, really close. I didn't even realise Traore was back at Wolves. Yeah, he was only on loan at Barcelona. And he's not gone anywhere since, obviously. So, Sessegnon is coming on with Richarlison, not Bissouma. They lied to me. Probably be Perisic coming off and maybe one of the front three. Oh. Solomon Rondon in Everton team versus Forest. Philippe Coutinho dropped for Villa's trip to Palace. I assume they brought in Buendia, who played quite well against Everton last time out, instead of Coutinho. Here's Emerson Royale. Kulusevski. Emerson. Højbjerg. Fofana has been... hang on. Don't forget United signed Amid Diallo for 37 million. Like Boris Johnson, do so many ridiculous things you actually forget some of the worst. Well, they really rated him, didn't they? And he was meant to be really, really good, but obviously it hasn't happened. I don't know whether he needs to go out on loan. I know he was at Rangers last year, but it's a hell of a lot of money to spend. Fofana has been dropped today, Rogers says, because his head isn't in the right place. Do you think that's a smoke too? I think they're expecting him to leave and they're waiting for the right money to come in. Son is coming off for Richarlison. I really like Richarlison, for those that care.
I think, I really like Richarlison. Get Glazers out. Hi, James. Thanks for tuning in. Empty Old Trafford. That's Monday, isn't it? Are you watching any other game today, even if it's not Watchalong? Yeah, I will be watching the 3 o'clock. So I'll be watching Gillette Soccer Saturday. And then I'll be watching the game later between Bournemouth and Arsenal. Rangers have received another red card. Alfredo Morelos has been sent off. I see Pochettino as Rodgers' replacement. That would be a brilliant, fantastic, absolute fantastic bit of business if he did that. Can't see it. I think he'd want to go higher, but he'd be the perfect appointment. I think maybe they are trying to figure out things without Fofana in the starting lineup. Yeah, maybe. They do need to probably bring someone in, though, if they get rid of him. Because I don't think Vestergaard's very good, is he? Semedo. So who was in charge before the Glazers? Because the Glazers took over in like 2004 or 2005. It's sort of when I started watching football. So I don't actually remember before the Glazers. Do you watch Match of the Day? I do. I watch Match of the Day, the EFL highlights, and I watch the National League highlights as well. Here's Sessignon. Can't find Richarlison. Oh, I went wrong end. I don't think Pochettino is good enough for elite clubs. I think he's a tier below, like a Leicester level, who can get them into Europe but not do much after that. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I've always really rated him. Pochettino, same tier as Rodgers for me. Rupert Murdoch. Really? The man who owned like the Sun and Sky and that. Surely there's a, what's it called? Conflict of interest. You're having me on. There's no way he owed them. You must be having. I have to have a look after. Grzewski's ball in, and there's Jose Sarr. What will happen first? A team beating Man City's 100-point record, or another invincible season? I think a team will finish with more than 100 points. Oh, here comes Wolves! Oh! Almost found Dendonka. Oh, God. There'd been a clear equaliser if he'd got a touch on there. Yeah, I think 100 points is incredible. But I think, if you think about it, you can, if you didn't draw any games, you could. Well, I never knew that. You could lose, say, 3-4 games, and then draw one, and then win the rest, and then you could. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say? You could lose a lot of games, but as long as you won the rest, you could. I think 100 points is more likely. 100-point record, I don't really see either happening anymore personally. Yeah. I think both are very difficult. We will probably see someone break one of them, if not both of them, in our lifetime. But if you live to your 90, that's for me another 60 years. probably will see one of those happen. If a team was unbeaten all season but didn't win the league, would they still be called the Invincibles? No, I don't think so. Juan is coming on for Ruben Neves. Not Ruben Neves, because Ruben Neves has gone for a talk. Guedes is off. Carlisle United could draw all 46 league games and could still be relegated. It's possible, isn't it? It's possible. Neves. I know Tottenham once went a season with almost went without drawing. I think they drew 1 or 2 games because they went ages without drawing, and then they played Fulham one day and they scored late. I think it was Harry Winks to keep their record going. It is. I think both are unlikely. But think about it. If that happened, if Arsenal went unbeaten in the last few seasons, they probably wouldn't have won the league because they wouldn't have accrued enough points. Johnny, will anyone be worse than Derby's 11 points? I think we will see a team who finish on less points. And I tell you for why. Richarlison does well. He's got 3 against 1 and he can't get past Neves. Neves is down, as is Richarlison. I tell you for why. I think one day we will see a team enter administration. And we'll finish on less points. So yeah, I know that's a caveat. I don't think we'll see a team finish on less than 11 points. Normally, no. Vidic is the only winner of the Premier League winner with a surname made of entirely of Roman numerals. Yes, I have heard this. I think it was on a Football Daily quiz. But yeah, I had heard this. V is 5, obviously. I is 1. D is 500 and C is 100. Where do sheep get their haircut? The barber shop. I thought you were going to say something about my hair because I've had it cut recently. Probably be Norwich. Yeah, well, it's so difficult to see. It's difficult to see anyone beating Derby's record, to be honest. It looks like that Kane goal is going to be enough for all 3 points. I think they've been a lot better, Tottenham, second half. I think overall, though, I don't think Wolves would be undeserved if they got an equaliser. Here's Juan. Juan's still going. Puts the ball in. Semedo. And they get it away. Kulusevski tries to beat Kilman. No, can't. No wonder Derby finished on 11 points with Robbie Savage in the team. If I was going to be brutal. Yeah, Robbie Savage. He was captain, I think. Adama Traore's ball in. Calls to Juan. Or Huang. Don't think we're going to have an equaliser here somehow. I swear, when I first ever watched your channel, you had brown hair. I did have brown hair when you first watched my channel, probably, because I had brown hair up until I was 24. And then I dyed it blonde in October 2020, and I've not been without blonde hair since. So I've been blonde for nearly 2 years. But yeah, I did have brown hair. I also had a lot more weight. If you have a look at my old videos, I weighed a hell of a lot more as well. I turned down a job where I would be paid in vegetables. The salary was not acceptable. Corner kick to Wolves. Neves' ball in. Headed away. Kulusevski. Oh, and here comes Højbjerg. He's still going. He's on his own. I try and go down. He wins a throw-in. Brilliant. Brilliant from Højbjerg. Basuma coming on for Kulusevski. They're trying to shore things up at the back in the last 4 minutes plus any extra time. Where's this game? It's at Tottenham Stadium. Can't watch the game. It's nearly over, dude, if I'm being honest. So here's Kane. That's going to be a throw-in again. I wrote a song about tortilla. Well, actually, it's more of a rap. I wouldn't... why the view? Sorry, I can't share the game, Mohammed. Lucas Moura is coming on. Here is Højbjerg. He's going to be off. He's down even. Looks like that's going to be... Is he finished? Step throwing to Spurs. Emerson Royale. I like to tell jokes at work these days and my family, which annoys them in a good way, as I have many to tell. Well, at least you're trying to create a nice atmosphere. Can't lie, I wanted PSG to get Ronaldo and was hoping to see Messi and Ronaldo play together. That would have been nice as like a last curtain call before they both retired. So, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're interested. I mean, where would they fit him in? Neves. They both could move to a same American team. Yeah, they could do. I don't think that will happen, though. I mean, sure. I'm not sure if Ronaldo will be playing for too much longer. Like, he's getting on. Traore. Ball comes in. And it's headed away. It's going to be a corner. 89th minute. MLS is a pub league retirement home. I think the big problem with the MLS is it's not good enough to retain its good talent. So any good talent that comes like Pulisic or Weston McKennie or Gio Reyna, etc., go to Europe. So I don't think that helps. Another corner kick. Ronaldo wants to play till his son makes the first team so they can play together. That's a few years away yet. Yeah, but the thing is, he's going to eventually run out of legs, isn't he, and stuff like that. Neves is coming to take. You only go to the MLS for a retirement pension fund. Yeah, you really do. Particularly in Europe. Yeah, he still wants the Champions League. Ball comes in, no one there. I think in the goal kick in the future, America will have a really good team, and I think they will be a very, very good side. But it's going to be hard to cross over to the league being very good. I'm interested to see how good Ronaldo Jr. does and who he plays for. I've seen him play for the unders, and he looks so good. It's so difficult to say because there's players that do really well who it doesn't happen for and things like that. So, like Haaland said that he wasn't the best player when he was younger, but he worked hard. So there's so many different factors. But, you know, if he's half the player that his dad was, then be a good player. Neves. But then again, you've got a lot of pressure then, haven't you? One shot, block. Here's Collins. And he gives it to Richarlison. And here goes Kane. Kane's still going. Okay, cuts it back. Sessegnon. And good defending. I'm off to the Stephen Stadium. Take care. Hope we see you next stream. See you soon. I think Haaland will be world class, but time will tell. Yeah, of course he will. Adama Traore. Not sure how long it said we had left. Ball comes in, and that's really poor. And there's Lloris, and that's it. How much time left? We're into the 92nd minute, and apparently there's 4 added minutes. 4 added minutes. 2-2. Hibernian 2. Rangers 2. A late goal. Late equaliser for Hibs after Rangers had 2 players sent off. Here's Kane. Højbjerg. Saved. Thought it would have been close. Yeah, it has been quite close. I thought they'd be quite comfortable. But they played really well, Wolves, to be honest. Yep. Wolves have played really well, which is quite positive, but you want the 3 points. It's difficult though, isn't it? Here's Richarlison. Blunt, just wide. Yeah, you want to get all 3 points, obviously, from every game, but, you know, I think they deserve a draw, and they've played really well. I think it's definitely a positive. Goal kick to Wolves. Almost time up. There we are, full time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like on the way out and subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.